name is Lily, and I am the owner of my own Lily Boutique. This week on our tutorial, we're doing the Steamboat Willy. He is adorable. Adorable, adorable. I put a slip pocket in the back and a slip pocket inside. Little different than what the pattern says, but that's okay. My handle, I did a little bit different also. And then I turned around and put all these rivets on it just because I thought it looked so darn cute and colorful with the colorful zipper that we have. And who it is, Steamboat needs color. So here's what she looks like. He looks like, I should say. This one isn't a she, it's a he. I hope you enjoy this tutorial. Be sure and like and subscribe and follow me on my journey of YouTube tutorials. Thanks so much. Let's get this bag going. Let's get started on finishing our Steamboat Willy. So I'm just going to do some prep work on some stuff. This is our strap handle. I do mine a little different than what's in the pattern. I did make this piece 3 inches wide by 22 inches long. And then I made a line at the 3/8 inch mark on each side, folding that in on each side. And then I'm going to fold it in half. And I'm going to sew 1/4 inch in on each seam. Reds. Trim off my end, make sure it's even. And we'll put that away for later. Then we need our inside pocket. I have it right sides together. I believe this is different than what's in the pattern also. I'm just doing an inside slip pocket. I am not doing a zipper pocket on the inside. Top stitch all the way around that. Well, not all the way around, just the 3. Yeah, caught it. Thought maybe it didn't catch it because it's not quite even. Oops, I'm gonna trim this edge a little. And then I'm gonna cut my corner diagonal down here at the bottom. It just helps eliminate some of that bulk. This side's pretty good. So then we're going to turn this right side out. See, I didn't think that got that side very well. I'm going to do this side again. Okay. Turn this seam right side out. Still did not get that seam up there. Must be shorter, uneven on this side. Okay, now let's turn. I'm going to top stitch across the top of this to close it. And we're going to take our little top piece here, our binding piece, top piece. I marked it halfway. This is a 1 inch by 8 inch for this pocket, and I put the double-sided tape on that side, so we're gonna just line that up right there, giving it room. And then we'll just fold it in half. Make sure that your edges meet here. And your edges meet on that end. And then I just kind of feel to make sure they're even. A little trick I've learned is if you match your clip up to this edge and you look over here, if they're even, you should have enough that you're going to catch it on both sides. Or if you even have a little extra on the back, that's fine, because then you'll for sure get it. And that should be right at that, so that's good. And that's right at the edge, and that's right at the edge. So I think we're going to be okay, and then we're just going to put a top stitch on this. And I forgot, I do want to add my little tag that I have for this. It says "You Matter." I do that in most of my bags for suicide awareness. So I'm just going to set that right there. Okay, looks good on that side. Caught all the edge on this side, so we're good there. Just going to trim off this extra piece. And we'll set that aside. Our pocket's ready. What do we got left? We're going to do our, on the back exterior, I do a slip pocket. So I just take this pattern piece and do about half of it, I guess. It's about half. And this is the lining piece. And then this is that outside piece. And it's wrong sides together, or right sides together. Just going to do a stitch here. Those off. Flip this over. Finger press our seam. And then we're going to just roll it. And I'm going to roll it so it's a little bit beyond where the stitch line is. And that's so you don't see so much of the lining when you're looking straight on the bag. And just roll that seam just back a little. Now I have to be careful on this top stitch because I'm using my black thread on a white material. So I got to make sure it looks good. Okay, got that top stitched. Now we can take our back panel, and I've already put my foam on it. I use this foam for something else, and so the eyes are on it, but it doesn't matter. So we'll just line these up. Oh, before I do that, I almost forgot. We need to put our nameplate on. Because we want that under our lining. So we're going to mark our center. And then I'm going to go up about 2 inches, it looks like. I might go up a little further than that. Let me get a different ruler if I get this out. I think I want it a little bit higher up. Oops, I'm going to keep the baggie. Don't throw away the baggie. Okay. Let's try this. About 2.5 looks better. Okay. I kind of eyeball where the middle of this is. Put a mark, put a mark. Take a little ripper here. There's holes in it. make sure the lining's out of the way. Make sure you put your nameplate right side up. The other day I put it upside down and had to go back in and change it. And I'm just going to take a couple pieces of, double-sided tape and cover this so that the prongs don't irritate the lining and eventually wear through. Let's put that on there like that. There we go. Now we can do this. If you want, before you put this on the back panel, you could baste around here to hold it together. I don't think there's much of a problem sewing this on. So I don't, but you certainly could if you wanted to. And I think I need to adjust the piece that I cut this with. It always seems like it's a little too big on this side, and I don't know why. Because it fits down there at the bottom. Okay. So I'm just going to baste this on. I should have probably cut this. Although it's just a basting stitch, so it's not a big deal with. It doesn't catch it because I'm going to trim the edge off. So I'm just going to trim this pocket piece a little bit so it's even, and I'll probably have to rebase that. Yeah, rebase this just so it doesn't move when I'm trying to sew it together. Okay, that'll keep us a little more honest there when we go to do our main seam. Okay, we can put our lining on, but we need to put our pocket on our lining. Marking my centers. Piece of thread. Melt this down a little bit. Let's get our ruler back out here. We can line this up. Okay, so we need to go down. The pattern gives you a measurement, I believe, inside. So I'm going to put this right there. I think that looks pretty good. Okay, that looks pretty good there. Make sure I got it right here. Don't let it move. Pretty darn close. Whoops, I just moved it. Okay. Need just a smidgen over. And then we're going to put a couple of back stitches there just because that gets used a lot. Put a couple there. And that's on. Okay, we're going to put that on our back. I didn't measure the centers on this piece. Put a little snip in it. I did on the bottom. Okay. So we're going to line up our pieces here. I think before I put this on, I'm going to put my piping on. And if you saw the first video, I'm going to try and do this piece the same way. And I need our little binding piece. So I got our little piece. I just did 1.5 inches by 1 inch. Need to find the center. Line that up. And baste it on. All right, now we can put our binding on. And you want your binding this edge to meet at this edge. Might help if I do it the right way. Would not be good if I did it the wrong way. I'm going to put this on right now the same way I put the other one on, because I have a skinny foot. I'm going to kind of do it backwards to me just so I can get close to that without putting my welting foot on. Later on I will have to put my welting foot on, but for now. Okay, we're back where we started. And just like before, you just want these two ends to meet. Doesn't have to be perfect, but you don't want them overlapping because then you have a bulky center. So those just meet together. We're going to pull this piece of binding over. Put a little clip in it for safety. When you're sewing, you want to make sure that this is snug against your piping. Okay. And I'm going to go this way instead of the regular way because I don't want to change my foot. Okay, that went pretty easy. Looks like it caught all the way around, so we're good there. Let's sew on our back panel. Wrong sides together. And I just covered up my notch. There it is. Okay, and I'm gonna go the same way I did when I sewed the piping on. Because of the piping, I'm gonna go this way around. So there's our back panel, all done. We do need to put our lining onto our front piece. So I'm going to find my centers. Put my right sides out. Trim this piece off. I don't know why I didn't trim it off the other day. Trim that off. And this is going to be a little rough because we've got this, these ears concave. Maybe I should have. I guess it doesn't much matter. I'm wondering if I should have sewn my lining on before I put the ears on. Probably would have been a little easier because we have those clips in our ears because of the way they are. So we'll see. All right, once again, I'm going to go the opposite direction you usually sew because of that piping. So I'm missing my ear here. Okay, so I think it would have definitely been easier to put the lining on before I put the ears on. I think we're gonna be okay. I'm hoping. Don't like how this went on. I might do it again. Because of the way I clipped the ears. But I think when we do our last stitch, I think we'll be okay. Okay. So now we got our front and back on of the front and the back. Now let's work on our zipper panel. Well, let's work on our bottom first. And put our purse feet in, on, in, on. And I have this real fun, colorful, it's so cute, zipper when we get to that. Here's our back. Oh, where's my little container of all my goodies? Because I have some cute little purse feet in here that are going to go on this. Here's our purse feet. I need to mark where those purse feet are going to go. Okay, so we're going to get the hole punch. Punch those holes. I'm not sure that punched through. It did. I guess it did. Okay. Okay. There's our little colorful purse feet. I've never used these little screw-on ones before. I might need a screwdriver to get that out. So I have a handy dandy little screwdriver here. Hopefully it's not dead. Well, that's in there. Tight. There we go. Okay, there's one. And I need 4. I need all these. So these purse feet, the rivets, most of the stuff of this, except for the zipper tape that's all colorful like this, I got in a scrap box from Saya Swag. So that was fun. Good timing. Okay, so we're gonna put our screw in there, screw in our foot. Get it started. Okay, where did the hole go? Right there. All this color will be wonderful with the Steamboat Willy. screw those on. Okay, we got those on. And then I am going to add some more of the double-sided tape to the back of this. You could use duct tape. I just never have my duct tape around, it seems like, when I need it. So we're going to take our zipper panels now. And I have them also lined with foam. And I'm going to need all my lining pieces. That's that side lining piece. That's for the bottom lining. And this is for the other zipper panel. Okay. Right side's up. Right side's up. And I'm going to take some double-sided tape and put on the top of all of these. Gonna put a double-sided piece of tape here. And one more. And this is on the right side of all of them. All right. I don't know why this little piece is on here, but we'll just take that off. And we're going to take the right side of our zipper. And I always make it longer. I didn't mean to make it that much longer, but I guess I did. Well, that's kind of a waste. Oh, well. Oh, I guess we need to take this piece off of here. And then we're going to just lay this on there. I'm going to leave some zipper tape on each end so that I can put my zipper pulls on. After I sew this down, it's just easier to do it this way. That was crazy long though. Maybe I'll have a short place to put a zipper here someday. And then we're going to take our lining and and put it right side to the panel. Oops. So we're going to sew that at the seam allowance. Oh, I did all that with my... Did I run out of bobbin? Bobbin. Bobbin won today. Bobbin beat me. At least it wasn't an important part. At least it's someplace I can... At least I wasn't top stitching. Which is always a good thing. So, bobbin won. So let's try that again. From where we left off. Okay, I'd rather run out of bobbin there than this next step, so I guess we're good. Because next we turn this all right sides up. Oh, you know what I did? That was just about dumb. Okay, I'm gonna take this out and I'll be back. Okay, so we put this side on and then we take our lining and put it right sides together. Be sure and line up your ends if your zipper tape is longer than need be. Okay. We sew this on at the seam allowance. Stated in the pattern. And then we're going to take our pieces, turn them right side out, make sure your lining and your front piece match. Looks like I have some foam that was too big, which I can trim that off. Just pull this out, finger press this. Actually, so I can see my material, I am going to trim this foam. So that I can see. And then match up your pieces. Now your handle, the handle part of this is going to go onto this piece. So you can do one of two things. Because I'm using black thread and my lining is black, I don't care if when I put my handle on, if there's the stitches are showing. Because it's black, it's not that big of a deal. If you do care about having stitches showing on the back, then just top stitch right here for now. But because I don't care, I'm going to top stitch and then I'm going to go all the way around, because I don't care if my stitches from my handle show on this side. I don't care, because it's the same color. So okay, now we're going to do the exact same thing, only with the other side. And I am going to clean this edge up a bit. I still have some white foam coming through here. And it just makes, when I sew the bag together, it's just nicer if it's got not all this extra stuff and fluff hanging out. I'm obviously not the straightest cutter because I have like this extra piece there. Okay. Make that all nice and pretty. Okay, then we're going to take our skinny piece. This is the front part of the bag. And we're going to take that off. And then we're going to turn right sides together. Make sure this edge lines up with this edge if your zipper pieces don't match, which mine don't. So I have to make sure that those edges are the same, or my zipper is going to be crooked. There we go. Now my edges, the edge here lines up with the edge here. I don't care about these edges. Okay. Then we're going to take our skinny part of our lining and place it on here. Once again, making sure our edges line up. And that lines up with that. So now we're going to do our sewing at the seam allowance. Cut those off. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to take our lining and match up our lining with our front part. Now this one, this side, you can sew all the way around it anyway, irregardless of your handle. melt some of those strings. Make sure you don't melt your vinyl. Cut off this excess right here. And then I'm going to wipe this side down. I use some spray adhesive to spray that foam on. And I think some of it got on this outside piece. It's a little sticky here. I think I got it. Okay. Well, we'll pick that one up later. Okay, we're going to get started with the handle. There's a mark we need to make. And it's in the pattern. It's in the pattern that tells you how far to make this mark. So I'm going to make this mark. Now remember, my handle is different than the pattern. You still got to make this mark, but then we need our, okay, I need to get my rings. I need a zipper pull soon, but okay. So we're going to take this, and there's some other markings you need to make on your I hope I can see this. There's a mark I gotta make there. And I can't see it, so we're gonna have to use this other mark. I'll just have to wipe it off when we're done. Okay, there's one mark. And then another mark. And then we're going to take some double-sided sticky tape, and we need to put some tape there. Let's see. And some tape, ouch, right there. And then I also need to find my center. It's a little shorter than 22. So I'm going to make it a little, well, let's just do it this way. Okay, we'll do that. So I need it to be on this side. Because I need to be able to see the marking. Okay. And then because I'm doing the handle different, I need to measure 4 inches on each side. See, I need to, what am I trying to do here? Where's my middle? There's my middle. Okay. All right. Now what I need to do first is I need to go between this marking and this marking and make a box. And for this, I'm going to pull my threads to the back. So I'm not going to back stitch. Let's go one more. Just knock something off. Now, because I did my handle originally at a quarter, I'm doing this at an 1/8. I really should have done it the other way around. I'm going to pull this thread to the back. This one to the back. Or is it this one? Which one is it? I think it's this one. It's hard to tell with this black on black. There we go. Then I'm going to tie these together. Tie these together. And then just for security purposes, I'm going to tie them all together. I did not put any Decaville in my handle. I kind of wish I would have. This vinyl is a little bit thinner than what I usually use. I'm going to melt those ends, make them a little more secure. But we'll survive. Okay. Then we're going to take, let's see, some more double-sided sticky tape and put it between that and this. And whoops, this and that. Okay. And before I forget, I'm going to put one of my D-rings on. I'm just going to set it right there so I don't forget it. And then we're going to take that off of there, and we're going to line it up even with that line we made. Now the purple line that I have on here is disappearing ink, so it'll disappear. That's on there, and then we need to take this piece off and lay that on there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go across here, box this in, and then I'm going to come up here and I'm going to box this in. Okay. And see what I said about it showing on the back, but I don't care because it's black and it's fine. Okay, then we're going to put our other ring on here. Pull this off. And we're going to set it right at the edge. There. Take that off there. But make sure and pull your connector back down. And there we have it there. So I'm going to do the same thing again, unboxing in my corners. And there we have our handle. Erase these marks that might be on here. That can move. Okay. Now what I am going to do is put a couple of rivets on each side of that clip. That's probably all we need. Yeah, we'll need 4. Let's get one more. Need my hole puncher. And I'm going to put one on each side of the D-ring. So I'll put one there, and I'll put one right here. And we'll put one on each side here. You could put more on if you wanted to. I kind of thought about it with these colored ones. I thought that'd look really pretty, but I'm just going to put the 2, I think. And we'll get our press. Just press those rivets right on there. I'll just turn my light off. Those are so pretty. How pretty are those? Gosh, I kind of really want to put some on the handles, but I don't know. We'll see. Okay. Now we need to put our zipper pulls on before I forget them. That would not be a good thing if I forgot zipper pulls. I'm going to put 2 on this bag. I'm going to burn these or melt these edges because it's usually easier to put the zipper on if there's no frayed edges. I learned how to do this just by hand. Some people use a zipper jig. I did buy a zipper jig and I couldn't never figure it out, to be honest with you. I had better luck doing it this way. Okay, that one's on. And I just look down the hole and see if they're together. And that is not together. See how uneven that is? That is not how it should be. Because that will make it not look right here. So, because they should be pretty easy, or even. This piece here was above this one. So, that's how we want to make it again. Did I do it this time? Yes. Okay. So those are now on. Both zipper pulls. Now we need to put this over here. And we're going to take our bottom panel. And I'm just going to baste this on this side. Melt that a little bit more. Okay. At the seam allowance. Well, that won't work if the needle isn't threaded. I should have basted this on first. The lining piece. And that's the front. Okay. I'm just going to do a basting stitch with this one because the other, well, no. I'll just do it the same size. Those together, pull that tight, make sure your seam, your inside seam here is headed towards your bottom piece, and we're just going to do a top stitch here. And what I should have done before was baste this lining piece on first. Bring your top piece up here, well, your bottom piece to the top. Put it together. And now sew it at your seam. I am going to cut just a smidgen of this side off because it's pretty long. And then melt those edges so it doesn't fray. This one's pretty good. Okay. And then you can take it and turn it inside out. We're going to do that top stitching over here that we did on the other side. Okay. Now we're going to sew this lining and the bottom piece together, all these layers together. We're just going to baste it. And the same with the other side. Which side am I on? This side. This just makes it easier when we're putting the bag together. And then I want to put these together and mark my centers on both sides. And then I want to line up these centers and mark my side centers because it's not even with your seam. And you do the same on the bottom too. So now all we have left to do is clean up these stray threads. looks good. That looks good. Looking good there. All right, now your handle is in the back. So depending on how you want to do it, you can either do the front or the back first. I'm going to do the back first. My back has the slip pocket on the inside and the back panel on the back. Oh, I need to turn this inside out. Okay. So after checking this out and looking at it, I really decided I wanted to put in some more rivets. Just because it's the bag that it is, I want it to be a little more colorful. So I'm going to put one rivet there, and I think I'm going to put one more rivet here in the middle. And then I'm going to do that on this side. And in the middle here. So let's dig out some more rivets. And I might put some up on the handle too. I'm thinking. Okay, so we got those there. Put one there. And we'll put one here. And then I think I want to put one right there. And one in the middle. There. No, that one must hit the floor. So we'll put one right there. And one right there. Those are not quite evenly spaced, but I think we'll be okay. I should put this one down a little lower. Remember, like I say, I'm not a machine, so it's not always perfect. Now, I think going a little crazy on these rivets on this one. But when you're the person making it, you can do whatever you want. So I'm going to put one there. And I think I'll put one right there. And one right there. Okay, let's see what that looks like. I love these rivets. They're so colorful. Love them, love them, love them. These rivets are just for decoration. There's really no purpose to them. Cute. I think I'm going to leave it at that. Let's bring our press over here and press all these rivets. And then we'll move on to finishing our bag, which all we have left to do is attach the front and back and then do the binding. Well, we do have to put our strap together, but that's easy. Our crossbody strap. Those are all on. Okay. Those are all on. So we're ready to move on now. Let's turn this right side out. I did put my zipper foot on this time. I'm going to try and use my zipper foot instead of my welting foot and see if that helps. Remember, the part your handle's on is the back. The skinny piece is the front. I'm going to start with the front because of these ears, the way you have to put them in there. I think it'll be easier if I have a little more room. I am going to open these zippers. That also helps give me a little more accessibility to it. I do have my centers marked. Make sure your ears are down there. May also make sure that your piping is laying back and not like this. Otherwise, you're going to have troubles. Troubles, I say, troubles. There's my center there. There's my center there. Why is that not looking right? Because I didn't have it in the right spot, I don't think. Okay. We're going to sew on our gusset side. So put your clips the right way on the gusset side. I'm going to... Did I mark my... I did not. We marked our top and bottom centers, but we didn't mark our side-to-side centers. A little clip in there. Maybe that's my problem. I don't have this light on. That helps me to see better. Put that ear down in there. Okay. And we'll put our side-to-side centers in this one too while we're at it. Sure that binding's in there. Don't want to cut that, or that piping. You don't want to cut that. Okay. this up. And then we can start in now with our putting it together. I am going to use my heavy duty clips because I'm working with a lot of stuff right here. Make sure my piping's down, make sure my lining's flat back there. To do this with a zipper foot, so we'll see how easy it is. We got to remember we don't want to catch our binding down there. So hopefully you can see this. I'm hoping. Let's put that over there out of the way. Okay, let's see how we did it. It felt like it went really well. Those ears are going to pop out real nice right there. Could have gotten a little closer, but that's okay. I think everything's going to work there. Okay, now we need to put our binding on. Let's make our other one while we're at it. And I put right sides together. Make a little seam. Nothing fancy. Cut that one a little long. Not my edges there. Let's do this one while we're at it. Right sides together. Okay. Now we're just going to set this on there. I want to look at this binding under there. I still could get closer in a lot of spots. Okay. This is going to be wrong side to wrong side. Wrong side to right side, whatever. Let's get our binding sewn on. All right. Okay, I'm gonna make sure I have all my seems I still could have gotten closer in there, but I just don't know how I'd have gotten in there any closer on that, but I could have. Certainly could have. The ears pop out. Sorry about the jet. We live by the Air Force Base, well, Buckley Space Force or whatever it's called nowadays. And sometimes it gets a little loud and I never know when they're going to come over. Okay, so that looks pretty good. It doesn't look like I caught the binding anywhere. I mean, it's not folded over the wrong way. The ears were a little touchy, tricky, but we got it. Slow and easy wins the race. Let's put the back on. It should be much easier. Okay. looks good. That looks good. Down there looks good. Okay, let's put our binding on this side. Once I figure out what I did with it. Let's put our binding on. Okay, usually I sew on the gusset side and I didn't last time, so let's see how it goes. Okay, got a couple of places I gotta fix. Just got to be careful. This binding slips off of the one side. I'll fix that later, so we're not doing it on camera. Let's flip this out. Yeah, see, there's where I gotta fix it, right down there. But I'll get that fixed. Here's out of the way, Steamboat. So there's our bag. Love the handle. Now all we got to do is our crossbody strap. So let's get that done really fast. There's our crossbody strap. And we need to light these edges. Okay, put it up and over. Move that up. Put our clasp hook on. make some room in our slide adjuster here. Put that one in up there. And back down the other side. There we go. Don't need that much in there. Let's pull that down some. I'm going to put 2 rivets in it because I'm rivet happy today. Rivet frog. Put one in right there. And put this one in. Right there. One in right there. Let's use a rivet press it. Press those on. Okay. Then we're going to take our other piece down here and our other rivet or swivel clasp. Make sure we're doing it the right way. Top up. And then we're going to put a couple of rivets in here. On there. And one there. Those a little close, but we'll be okay. I think I'll push this one in first. And then put this one in. Because it's really close. The tops of these are pretty big. Okay, good job. And then we just put one on here. And one on there. Slide that out. Let's move this out of the way. Turn that back on. And there we have our Steamboat Willy. He is adorable. Adorable. I love the zipper. I love all the rivets we decided to put on it. And I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Come back next week. I think we're going to do the hedgehog face next week. So that ought to be fun. So we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.